Hi guys and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about taking back your power and reclaiming your voice. It is so important that when you go through something traumatic or feel like you've been silenced in any way, that you take back your power. In some cases, it is normally the person who has been hurt or gone through traumatic experiences that remain silent. They're silent because they feel powerless. There is so much power in the truth, and by keeping silent, the perpetrator stays in power. The perpetrator may have much to gain from the silence and too much to lose if the truth is out. It has happened so many times, still happening even to this day, but this time it happened to one of the biggest pop stars in history. As we all know, Britney is about to release a tell-all book, and one of the most shocking revelations to come from it is that she unalived her child, that the baby daddy was Justin Timberlake. She unalived her own child because he did not want the child. Of course, we were all surprised by the news, but this is part of what happens when you decide to reclaim your voice. People will have different opinions and reactions. Some people already think she is crazy, and this may add to it, but I don't think she's crazy. I think she copes the best way she can after everything she's been through. Like most people who don't actually have support, they learn to cope and deal with matters as best as they can. I believe it was a smart move on her part to publish that memoir and take back her voice. Women should speak up, even if they are deemed to be crazy. Eventually, the truth will come out. For far too long, women have been silenced and not given the freedom to speak or take that freedom to speak. And now that we have such a freedom, we should not let that chance go by, nor misuse or abuse that opportunity. I believe the reason why Britney didn't want to come forward is because she felt powerless. And women who go through such trauma tend to forget their own power and instead let men get away with nonsense. The book was a good idea. She deserved to reclaim her power by telling her story. It was obvious that Justin had power. He was a white male with money, power, and influence behind him. Of course, besides being a male, Britney had almost the same things going for her, but a white male still have great power and influence just on the basis of his gender and race. Also, Britney did love him with her whole heart, but he was selfish. Powerful people will do anything to stay in power. Justin Timberlake had a machine behind him, so it was easy to increase his credibility. It was easy for him to maintain his image and reputation, and it was easy to discredit Britney because she was good, she was soft, she was kind, but that gets you taken advantage of. She was a good woman, and that made her a target for Justin and for others. I believe she deserves an apology, as well as Janet Jackson, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Justin does not seem like someone who would apologize until it really affects him and mostly affects his finances and his image. It wouldn't matter that people think Britney is crazy. Women are given many a title, but there isn't one more common than that of being called crazy. So of course people would want to think she's crazy. Of course she would seem crazy. Women normally do when they stand up for themselves, take back their power, or act out. When in anger, they do seem crazy, but there's always a reason behind it. When they actually speak up for themselves, they're considered crazy. It's annoying at this point because I think women deserve that space to express themselves without being given that label. I know there's probably some guy watching this and is saying men also deserve, to speak up. Men go through hurt and are victims as well. And I'm not saying they're not. There are men who are victims, there are men who are silenced. But this is not about that, right? Right? This is not really about that. It's just I have to address it because I know there's somebody who's going to be thinking that. It will annoy me in the comments. So, anyways, I do feel like we sometimes feel women who need help, and in this case, It was Britney. He still is Britney. And what happens to these women is that they have to help themselves by whatever means they can. So her breakdowns, her shaving her head, and almost everything else was basically just a woman who was trying to cope in a world that was against her. And so I'm very glad she decided to speak up and speak her truth and put this memoir out. That was very good. Anyways, why do I bring up Britney to segue into a point about speaking up first and taking back your power? Well, reclaiming your own power and your voice is very important, especially if you feel powerless and want to take back your power. Only through having power, only through having that voice allows you to manifest your desires, allows you to create the life that you want. Also, losing your voice to me is some sort of soul loss or loss of identity. And if you want back that part of yourself or want to elevate yourself and improve yourself, you need to take back your power and take back your voice. You deserve to speak up and express yourself. You may have been silenced, hurt, misused, abused, and mistreated, but it's very important to take back your power and exercise that right to speak. It is a golden opportunity and one that should not be squandered. And here's why. Here's the beauty of where you're at when you do feel powerless, when you do feel like you've been kicked down on the ground. Here's the golden opportunity that I speak of. People underestimate the power that you have when you are an underdog, when you might be defeated, blamed, shamed, hurt for so long, or experience a loss, or feel like there's no support. You may be on the floor crying. You may be so torn apart. You may be so hurt where you are. But there's so much power in that because no one expects anything from you. And there's beauty in that lack of expectation because it is a perfect time to rebuild your life, get back your power, take back your voice, and surprise them. And then surprise yourself by actually taking back your power and doing better. When you are down and out, no one expects you to make a comeback or to learn that lesson or to heal from that hurt. And that is power because you do not have expectations hanging over you. So what you do is you take that power and use that force. Surprise them, surprise yourself. Get back up and be great. So when you step into that power and you exercise your voice, you are saying yes to what you want and no to what you don't want. You cannot easily do so if you're not in your power and do not claim your voice. It is important, in this case, to understand that Britney was not fully in her power or had her voice because she was under the control of many people, her team, her record label, her own family. And now that she's out of her conservatorship, I'm very glad she's speaking on taking back her power. And it's funny because when we look at Britney, she seems like somebody who should have it all, should have the power, the influence, and so forth. But it didn't seem like that once we got the actual facts. She was also one of those convention stars and everything. She had everything behind her. It just didn't make sense. So I am glad she's no longer silent. I don't think she should have remained silent for so long, but maybe she just didn't have the freedom to talk. I do hope that after her memoir is published, the public can go back to being on her side, because it is very important that she also claims back her power and her voice to show women can do the same. Just like one of my mentors said, sometimes you need to speak up. You need to take back your power and claim your voice and put people in their place. Just even to heal, just to even do better. But it could also be a way to hold others accountable. Of course, this may not apply to all situations. Sometimes you need to just let them think they have the upper hand. Stay silent, be in control of your emotions, and then strike when the time is right. This, of course, will depend on the situation and the person. But sometimes it's also better just to walk away and let things go. But in the case when you do have to speak your mind, don't care about what anybody else says. Do it because you feel the need to express something. Do it because you feel the need to talk up and not allow yourself to be pushed around. That's when it's that's when you take back your power through your voice. That's when your voice is needed. That's when you take back your power. So, how do you reclaim your power? You may not be a big pop star, but there are ways to reclaim your power. Two of things that you will need is self-improvement and strategy, but definitely more so strategy is where all these things will. That's where you can reclaim your power. You'll have to make changes. You will need to change your mindset and perception. You'll need to change your behavioral patterns and your parents. My advice is focus on you, focus on healing and being healed. You need to become the biggest priority of your life and love yourself and value yourself like no one ever has and no one ever will. You are the one person you will always have in your life, and you need to remember that. Know your worth and add tags. Those are super important. I will just say this that I'm not going to go through this in great detail because there will be other videos breaking these down and going into great detail. So, just to let you know, stay tuned for those things as well. Stay tuned for those videos because that would be the information to help you. But anyways, you need to ensure that you put you first. You value you. And once you start to do this, you stop putting yourself in situations to be hurt, misused, taken advantage of, and losing your power. Another thing is to be selective of company. The people around you can influence quite a lot more than you think. So be selective with who you decide to associate yourself with. Another thing you can probably do is you can journal. Journal offers great reflection, it helps give you mental clarity, and then if you go back to read the entries before, you can then see a pattern which can help you heal or help you to do better moving forward. I think it's very important that you have some form of self-expression where you can just learn what it's like to express yourself. Definitely start journaling. If you want to take it a step further, and of course you can also decide to write a book. Why not make money off of whatever it is that you're thinking or feeling? I mean, case in point, Britney is releasing a memoir, so that is another avenue you can use. Something else you can consider is find activities that help you use your voice and improve communication. You can sing, you can learn to give speeches, you can join Toastmasters, stuff like that would also help. Of course, as I've said, writing can also help. So those are just some things you can do to improve communication and take back your voice, take back your voice. Another thing, of course, is being able to set boundaries, say no to. That's also a great way to take back your power and claim your voice. When you decide to take back power, the right way of knowing that you're doing it is that you'd feel peace. Right? You need to give yourself some peace and so forth. Maybe you'll need to find a peace before you talk. If so, do so. But it's important. Because a person at peace with their past won't look crazy. And even if they seem crazy, even if people don't believe in whatever, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. At least you have peace with whatever it is that happened. At least you finally put whatever it is to rest. And I do hope that for Brittany, doing this would help her find some peace if she hasn't already. Alright, now back to you, right? If you want to make further changes, there are certain things you have to do as well. Firstly, I think leveling up financially, getting some more money is going to help taking back your boundaries because money gives you options. Money is power. And if you can level up financially, that's one of the best forms of self improvement for yourself because abundance, having all that money gives you an options to travel, options to heal yourself, options to do everything. Money gives you options. And so grow your income. Maybe get another job. Maybe do some freelance work. Maybe start a business, whatever it is to get those finances going. Do that because that would help. You can also decide to improve your appearance. Getting your dream body and so forth. It's great confidence booster. You look good in the mirror, and that's another thing you can probably. Um, of course, you should probably rewire your brain. Change your habits, change your mindset, change how you think, and become the best version of yourself mentally. And that's how you can rewrite your own story. That's how all of the things do come about. So you can also do that. Another thing is maybe including therapy and counseling. That might be a great way to get an independent third party to help you on your journey of becoming the best version of yourself. You don't necessarily have to, it's just a suggestion. But I would say if you are going through some extreme mental issues and challenges, to definitely look into this. Another thing is to also read more self-help and self-improvement books. They do offer good information when you decide to make certain changes to certain areas of your life. Speaking of which, I am currently working on a book. These will self-improvement, and I will let you know when it's out. I'm sorry, I just have to drop, you know, a link to my own book. Why not? Anyways, that's all for this video. If you love content like this and you want to stay in the know, click like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll keep you posted. I'll give you the information that you will need to become the best version. Anyways, tell me what you think in the comments, and I do hope to see you again soon. Bye and take care.